Okay, here we are back inside Matrix Gold. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I hope you find the video useful and helpful in your designing process. If you're a return viewer, thanks so very much for watching the content. I appreciate it. It's giving me some watch time. I really appreciate that. If you could hit that subscribe button, it would be even more appreciation. And if you're a return subscriber and viewer, really humbled. The comments, everything, and have some maybe exciting news coming up. Today, I thought we would design a little something, so we're going to jump in. We're going to show off a new tool, a add-on that Matrix Rhino has that you can add into your Matrix. It's kind of like it's the paneling tools. I'm sure you've probably seen it online. But I was kind of like, well, what can you do with it in Matrix? How's it going to benefit me? I've been kind of playing around with it the last couple days, and I'm just going to really touch the very, very basics and show a simple design and how to do it. But it offers huge possibilities because of different aspects of it that you can input into the math and create different kind of things. But let's keep it really simple for this demonstration, and we'll get started. Sorry for the long explanation. My apologies. So we'll just grab a oval here. I'll change to yellow, and I'll go kind of slow because I'm still learning on this myself, actually. And I'll hit in the middle here, F4, and then I'll kind of just make me a little, I don't know, a little oval, kind of something like this. And then I'll go ahead and we'll offset that through point so I have more control over it. And we'll do something like this. And actually, I kind of want those maybe a little bit larger. So I'm going to hold down shift and make them a little bit bigger. 5, 10, so about 20 millimeters. We can probably go a little bit bigger. And actually, I'll kind of make it a little bit more oblong, something like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take this center line and I'm just going to drag it up. This part, I'm sure, no problem. All of you can really knock this out real quick. So I'll just grab a arc direction and I'll go to my quad here, and then I'll kind of just look over here and give it a little curve there. And we'll just do a surface sweep. Surface 2. It'll be this line here, this line here, and our profile right here, and we'll hit enter, and we come up with something like this. So let me give it some shading here. No big deal, right? I'll just go ahead and take my yellow, all my yellow, maybe. No, I hit the enter, yeah. And take my yellow, turn it to gray, and we'll need that later, so we'll keep it. Now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and offset this surface, offset it, and we'll go that direction. Why not? And we got it at a 0.5. Yeah, we'll keep it at a 0.5. That's fine, and hit enter. So now we have two surfaces. We'll take this surface and turn it to this color, and actually we'll take both those and change them to this color just so I can select things easier down the line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my command line and type in panel. Got to get the typing right. Oh, no, sorry. I need to go to options. That's right, options. I already have it downloaded. And I'm going to just grab my paneling tools menu right here and then throw it up there and hit OK. The paneling tools is a add-on. So what you need to do if you want to download it is type in package manager. And then go to your package manager and scroll down until you see paneling tools somewhere in here. It's pretty deep in there, it looks like. Where's it at? LMNOP, somewhere around here. Maybe because I have it already loaded. It's in here somewhere. Let's do a search. Yeah, right there, paneling tools. So just click on it, install, and then you'll have to close out Matrix and reload and Rhino and restart it for it to install properly. So that's how you get paneling tools if you want it. So that's that. And then once it's downloaded, you can just type in, options here and get your menus out there that you might want to use. So right now, we'll just keep these surfaces, I guess, but we'll go here. We'll go to our first one, and we'll go to our second option here, surface domain number. Okay, and we'll click here. And we have it set at 15 and 2. That looks exactly what I want for some reason. So I'm going to have 15 going around this way and 2 coming down this way. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that. It's actually 4. And then I'm just going to right click on this one and re-click it and then accept that. So now that they're both evenly numbered out, right? So I've got what I want as far as my grid goes for the paneling tools. You got to input a grid, and I'll talk. If you want to know more, if you like this and you want to know more about paneling tools, leave me a comment. But I think there's a lot you can do with this, and if you want to know, leave me a comment. So anyway, I got my grid on both my surfaces, and it's both exactly the same number of points and everything. So there's my 3D grid. Okay, so now I want to get an object. So I'm just not going to waste your time and draw out something or anything. I'll just try and make it real quick. And I'll draw just a line out here, and then I'll just use something in our tools. Go to solids, we'll just grab something here, and we'll grab, let's see, what do we want? We'll just grab this thing. We use it a lot, so we'll click that. And then, of course, I'm going to go ahead to my orientation and click down. None of this so far is really anything spectacular. And then I'm going to spin it to 90 degrees, holding down shift. And then I only need 1, and I don't have to size it or anything. That's one of the nice things about it. But I do have to do a little manipulation. You want it to be kind of solid. You don't want these little domes, and if you have things going across where they puff up a little bit, it will change in here. So maybe if you want to know more, I'll do some demonstration about how you have to be a little bit more careful. But we'll just do something like this, and we'll grab another line, and we want to cut it off straight. So we're just going to grab a line here and drag it across like that, and we're going to mirror it on our other side with our point right here, holding down shift. So we have that line right there. We're just going to select all that, go to our trim, and we're just going to get rid of these dome shapes right here and hit enter. Get rid of that curve and get rid of that curve, and we're going to select this, and we'll just type in CAP, cap it, and hit enter. This will give us a surface that's butted up better on our image once we transform it over. Paneling tools to me is a lot like Jolly and flow on surface with a twist. So keep that in mind as we keep going forward. You could probably do this on flow on surface, but I think you kind of have a little bit more control. Well, not really. It's hard to explain. I think you have a little bit more options available to you as far as if the surface has a little flowy surface, it goes up and down, up and down. These things will be put out exactly right in where those points are. So there's a lot of options that you can really get into to make some really cool designs. So let's just keep going forward. So we have all this, right? Now we want to flow this up on there. Normally you just take that and put what is it called again? I forget. Auto base, and then do a smart flow after you get them all lined up and everything, and then kind of move them around or adjust them if you need to be. We don't have to do all that. We just put our points out there, a little bit different. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the second one where it's a 2D panel, but we're going to go to the 3D custom panel. and click on that. And now the first thing it's going to ask us to do is select first bounding grid, and that'll be our bottom one there. We'll just go ahead and select that, and we'll hit enter. And then select our second bounding grid. That'll be the other surfaces points grid, and then we'll hit enter. And then select to surface. We'll select that inner one and then the outer one, and then it asks us to select our object to flow, and that'll be this thing here. And then we'll hit enter. And this is kind of the pattern it'll provide for us, right? And see, since we cut those off, they're nice and butted up very nicely. So that's why we cut them off. And then we'll made them flat. And then we'll just go ahead and hit enter and give it a little time to flow up on there. But I think there's just a lot of stuff you can maybe do with this. Like I said, I've only been diving into it for a couple days, and this is what I've come up with so far. So let's go ahead and do the big reveal. There we go. Cool, right? I think so. Granted, you could probably do that on flow on surface just as easily, but that to me is pretty awesome. And then, you know, if you're not satisfied, maybe, you know, you're not satisfied with the way this is connected or something, you could flow lines in here and do a little more manipulation. But let's just go ahead and keep it like this and keep moving forward. So let's bring back our points here, and I'm going to select all those and turn them back to yellow. And then what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'll go ahead, do I want to get rid of those points? I'll just hide them real quick. We'll just hide all these points. Well, if I can grab them. And we'll hide those. All right, we might need them, I don't think so. So right now, I need to make some kind of more design, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on this curve here. Well, actually, I'll wait. I'll go to gems, and I'll just go to custom gem builder. All right, and select my curve. That'll be this curve, and then I'll hit enter, and it places me a custom gem out there for that curve, right? And you can change the fastest, table height, all that kind of stuff. The only thing that I think we're going to go ahead and do a little bit with is that culet depth. We're going to drag that up a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Something like that. I think you've seen stones like this. They're usually synthetic red, or they do have a lot of, you can have stones like this. And let's, that table, let's, crown heights, what we got here? Is that girdle real thick? That girdle's kind of thick. So let's mess around with that girdle thickness a little bit. Make that just a little bit thinner, perhaps. Okay, we'll do something like that. And our crown heights, I think we're good. Our table, where's our table? Table heights. We'll just go ahead and take this. So we'll just hit enter. And there it places our stone. And we'll take our stone and we'll drag it up kind of where we want it, somewhere around here perhaps. And something like that. And I'm going to take that gem stone that we just created, and I'm going to just kind of shrink it down just a little. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, that looks okay. And then what I can do is I can go back in here. Actually, let's drop it down just a little bit more. We can always, you know, the nice thing about MatrixGold is there's nothing we can't go back and redo real quick. That is what makes MatrixGold the bomb right now. And for large manufacturers, I'm sure that they're loving it. So let's go and grab our tools, rather, and we'll just grab a profile. And we'll swing that thing around, holding down shift so it puts it straight up there. And we'll go ahead and switch that to another profile. We'll just grab this one here and drop that in, and we'll just kind of set it up where we want it. 1.2, probably about a 0.8 should be fine. Drag that down a little bit. let's put this in a little bit and let's drag it over so that it's kind of on our stone, maybe something like that. We can always readjust that too. So and the height, maybe a little bit lower will probably be okay. Let's go ahead and hit enter. Let's go back to our surface. Let's do a surface one sweep with that curve and that profile and see what we've got here, and if we have to do any manipulation. And let's see where our paneling tools are going in. That looks okay there. And we could probably, let's go ahead and hit enter. We'll go back to that profile there and just maybe make it a little bit thinner or smaller, actually. Something like that there, perhaps. Maybe a little bit more. And we'll just go ahead and actually we'll drop it down a little. There we go. And we'll hit enter. Okay, so we have that. And now we'll do the same thing here, and we'll do a little bit different profile. So we'll just go back to our tools, go to our profile placer, and we'll swing that one around, holding down shift, and we'll change that one. And we got a crazy one in here somewhere, kind of like a half profile I did a while back somewhere, if I can find it. Let's see, where's it at? You can tell the ones that I made. It's in here somewhere. I kind of really like it for stuff like this. I probably moved it around, so let's see. I'll go a little slower here. Oh, here it is. I'll take this one here. It's on the other side, so we'll take that, and we'll hit OK, and then we'll just kind of bring that down and bring that in a little and drag it out. So we got something like this going on, and maybe bring it down a little bit. What is it? 0.8. I want it a little bit thicker. Go something like this, and we'll drag it down a little. Something like that. We'll see what this looks like, and we'll hit enter. Then we'll go to our surface one, hit enter, and then we have something like this going around, right? So that's we'll take this, we'll hit enter, grab all this, flip it over to gray, and lock it out. So we have something like this here. So there's this so far. Yeah. And then from here, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and go to our curves. We'll extract an ISO curve from this line here, and we'll kind of go to our top view and get it to where we want it, where it disappears, kind of, right there. Right there. Okay, disappear means it's pretty much right on the middle there. And we'll hit the curve, and we'll go to gems, and gems on curve. And we'll just kind of bring those around, and we'll go to target object, this here, and we'll kind of flip it around and do a little manipulation over here on this side, kind of get them to where we want. We'll drag it, make them a little bit smaller, something like that. And we won't put them down in, we'll just have them on the surface there, and then hit enter. And then what we'll do is we'll go to our settings, place our prongs out here, dome height. First thing we want to do is overall height. We definitely want to bump them up, yeah, something like that. And actually they don't look too bad, so we'll just go ahead and take that. That's a rarity for me. And then we'll extract an ISO curve, and we'll have to do a little manipulation with that curve there, but with the parametric or dynamic commands in history, it's really easy to do. So let's see, here's our line. right there. Hit enter, select our line, or our curve rather, and then go to solids. We'll put some beading on there, and we'll drag that beading on around. And we'll do a little manipulation. Size-wise, we'll drag it down a little bit, something like that. And spacing, we'll butt them just a little bit closer. Something like, a little bit more maybe. Something like that there. And then we'll hit enter. And then, let's see, with this curve, it looks, well, with that beading there, it may not have to be, yeah, it doesn't, I don't think you'll really have to adjust it with that beading on there. But if you wanted to, you needed to go back in there and maybe bump that up or down so that it kind of goes in there a little bit smoother maybe. Then you just kind of put your cutters on there, of course, but we'll skip that part for right now, and we'll just go to our tools, or no, solids, I think it is. No, settings. Yeah, settings, and grab a bell. And we'll drag our bell out here. And we'll just make it a pretty good size bell. We're going to want a nice heavy chain for this, so we'll keep an eye on that. So here, and then we'll just kind of go to our profile. We'll butt this out a little bit. What is it? 2.5, 3 maybe, and then we'll make this 2, 1.6, something like, yeah, 1.4 perhaps. And we'll go to our O-ring, and of course you need to make that a little bit bigger. And let's see, okay, let's go back to our, make that a little longer. And let's see, okay, we want to go ahead and maybe change that, those profiles, make it, give it a little bit more life. And our item has a lot of curves in it, so let's get something with a little bit of curvature to it. Something, yeah, something like that. Let's try this. Yeah, that's not bad. And then we'll select this bottom one, and I'll just do that same one. Yeah, there we go. And we'll go to our right view here, and we want to open that up a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a 1 millimeter chain that they're going to be wearing that with, so we'll bump that up to about a little over 2.3 perhaps. And let's see, that's height, so we don't want that. We'll make it a little thicker, give it some meat. 0.5, we'll give that a little bit more too. And we'll take that, and we'll take that and drag it in, and we'll take it and drag it down a little. Okay, something like that there. And you might want to go ahead and make that a little bit thicker perhaps. But that's pretty cool, I think. The paneling tools, it really offers a lot of opportunities and things that you can do with it. So that's you know, like I said, this is just the inner. I plan on digging deep a little bit more into it. So we'll just select that center stone. I'm a sapphire fan, so we'll go to our sapphires, and we'll hit apply. And now we have a nice little sapphire oval pendant in there. Kind of looks like a marquee. But that's, I mean, for a really quick way to, you know, like I said, you could do that with flow on surface, yes, but this gives you the exact number, puts them up there really easy. And if you had a surface that went up and down, it would adjust those automatically. You would not have to go back in there and readjust that surface. So like I said, this is just barely touching on paneling tools. I mean, the very, very basics. So I plan on doing a little bit more with it in the future. But if you like the video and you want to know more about this, please leave me a comment, and like, share, subscribe, and good designing. Thanks for watching. I hope the video was interesting for you.